Here we are then, 39 laps here at Monaco. Lights out and away we go. Piastri, good start, good getaway for Verstappen's even better than Norris behind him. The two Ferraris following in close, but Piastri leads into Santiago. Verstappen down the inside on Lando Norris, and we'll get the move done. Up the hill now we go towards Casino Square and up through, and it's very, very tight. And I think down the order, Sainz is up to 5th too. A brilliant getaway for Carlos Sainz, and look at that. Verstappen up to 2nd too. And what a perfect first lap this is for McLaren and Oscar Piastri. Through the Lowe's hairpin we go now, and down under towards the tunnel. Piastri in control of the race with Verstappen behind. Norris, Hamilton, West, then Sainz. And well, West did get back past in the end, and I think he did get it down into Lowe's hairpin, but Piastri leading the way through the streets of Monaco. And well, he's been absolutely fantastic so far this season. What an incredible run he's on, and he's now leading Monaco with Verstappen behind in 2nd place and in 2nd in the championship too, as we come across the line to finish lap 1. There's Piastri, Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, West, Sainz, Tsunoda, Gasly, Hayes and Pierce in the APX GP cars too. What a brilliant start this has been. And well, West is already trying to put on the attack, and you can see how we put that car into turn 1. Hamilton all the way up the back now. And well, he's slowly dropping back off the pace of the McLaren. The Norris up ahead and looking to try and get back into 3rd place. Of course, this would do brilliantly for Oscar Piastri's championship hopes. He's looking to try and get in this fight with West and Verstappen, but will it be a little bit too much at this stage to say? I mean, they've had not such great results in this first part of the season, but Lando Norris, in we come now. And up now, back on the power again. Up to Tabac and round again onto the swimming pool section. Close to the wall as you can, and close to the wall as you dare. And well, the two Ferraris. No Monegasque racing at Monaco, the first time since 2017. Or Charles Leclerc not in this year's Monaco Grand Prix after his exit at the early part of this stage of the season. Well, Hamilton and West will 4th and 5th for Ferrari. In the championship, it's looking 1st and 4th for Hamilton and West. And West not really in his element. Loves watching the Monaco Grand Prix, said in the press conference, but hates to drive it. He's never been to this track in his racing career. Look down the order then at Sainz and Tsunoda. Tsunoda, of course, winner of the Japanese Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz looking to make a big impact in that Williams in his early stage of the season. Well, he's not really been in the championship, battling in the places as some might expected the Williams might have been. His teammate down to 16th at the minute. Well, Alex Albon currently behind Kimi Antonelli and Fernando Alonso, so good luck in trying to get past those two. Now then, along the pit straight we come, up towards Santiago again. Carlos Sainz is... Oh, and West a bit aggressive there from West cutting the corner. Someone might have a look at that in a bit. Let's go up to the front 3 then again. Piastri leading from Verstappen, Norris in this top 3 battle. McLaren versus Red Bull. As it was so many times last season against Verstappen when he dropped off the championship hunt, and Norris was in that battle trying to win the world title. And losing out to Verstappen early on in Las Vegas. Oscar Piastri leads the Monaco Grand Prix. As we come through the swimming pool section now, what a shot that is as you go through And you throw all the car at the walls. Verstappen's getting a bit closer now. Norris is in DRS range behind, but I'm not sure it'll be enough for Lando Norris to just about close up on Max Verstappen. Time's a 10th, but it's not quite enough. Well, I think one of the main drawbacks of these cars is that you don't get to see a lot of overtaking now here at Monaco. You used to see it loads during the early 2000s and in the 90s, but nowadays with the size of these cars and the difficulty to follow at close speed, and that's a brilliant shot as you go down through the Lowe's hairpin. Lowe's, of course, the former title sponsor of that corner, and now commonly, if you're a newer Formula One fan, the Grand Hotel hairpin. Through the tunnel we go. West looking on the back now of Hamilton and right up 5 tenths behind. Right on board as we come out of the Nouvelle chicane and onwards. Well, Hamilton and West have been into Fred Vasseur. Excellent teammates so far. It's Ferrari. They've really helped the team up into the top spot in the Constructors' Championship. Verstappen and Snowden haven't really at the bit of races, and McLaren, of course, have had their troubles as well, but West is slowly closing up to Lewis Hamilton now, and West can just carry so much more speed as you come up through the corner into Saint-Devot. Well, in towards Casino Square. And all the way down to Mirabeau now. Oh well, it's just absolutely been not too active though for Monaco so far. It is a typical Monaco Grand Prix race where in the dry it can be quite not as exciting. In the wet, remember 2008 as well when it was wet, and Monaco does throw a lot into the mix. Well, Max Verstappen is within DRS range now on Oscar Piastri. If he can hold it through the next few corners. As we come up to the Rascasse and the final corner on the racetrack, Anthony knows. And through we go. Maybe we should ride on board with Max Verstappen and see how he takes this lap here at Monaco. Verstappen, up the hill we go, keeping it nice and tight to the wall. Flick it to the left, you coming up and it's nice and round. Piastri, and he loses a bit of traction going through as you come into Casino Square now. Out and down towards Mirabeau. Hook the car, keep it nice and tight to the inside. Perfect stuff from Verstappen. Then to the left, and then onto the Lowe's hairpin we come. And then a short right again. It's all nice and tight, and you change the steering rack for these sort of corners. Out of the turn 7 section of Portier, and now down through the tunnel we go. All the way down towards the Nouvelle chicane. Keep it nice and tight, watch the barrier on the inside. Take as much curb as you dare, then hook it out, put the power down, in towards the back, keep it nice and close to the wall, and use all the available track on the outside. Flick to the left, through the swimming pool section we go. And then keep it nice and tight. That's where you see all the camera shots, all the money shots every year. And West is past Hamilton in the background. We'll hopefully get a replay of that in a moment, but well, that's a lap of Monaco from the eyes of Max Verstappen. Well, I think West did go a little bit wide. You might have thinking he's given the position back to Hamilton, so I think it's all there said and done, but well, Hamilton has Norris in his sights as he comes up through the hill up to Massenet and Beaulavage. Through the Casino Square, you see the most famous parts of Monaco, that section. Well, this track has been on the calendar every year of Formula One except 2020. And well, it was greatly missed, and well, West is right on the back of Lewis Hamilton now. This might be a move, potentially, coming through the tunnel. Lewis Hamilton under pressure from his Ferrari teammate, his fellow Brit, quite enough as you come into the Nouvelle Chicane. And well, I don't have a story about the Nouvelle Chicane. I'll tell you that in a bit later when we can pass through it once again. But Hamilton under pressure from Weston. We come into the Rascasse and Anthony Roads again. And well, it's such a green circuit in Monaco. It's quite a not very grippy. You get the grippiest tyres on the Pirelli range for this track alone, just because of how it's used publicly on a daily basis by the many residents of Monaco, all the fast cars and very, very expensive ones, to say the least, as well. And well, you get these multi-million-pound machines, the fastest cars in the world, driving here every single year. And well, West now under pressure. Well, putting Lewis Hamilton under pressure, sorry. Through the Nouvelle Chicane here again. Now the funny story is I actually got food poisoning from a restaurant on that on the Nouvelle Chicane. Unbelievably, Monaco's finest cuisine didn't sit well with my stomach. But honestly, if you do get a chance to go to Monaco, definitely go recommend having a walk at the track, and it's an incredible day out. Well, Lewis Hamilton and West still in a procession as ever, and the top 10 has stayed the exact same since the end of lap 1. And while it's not quite the most exciting race in the world, I think the top 22's actually stayed the same. We're about to probably see some pit stops in a moment soon as well. Max Verstappen hooking it up, the world champion. Hooking up all the corners extremely nicely. Well, Verstappen is heavily been rumoured to potentially be moving away, and well, in the past few weeks, and well, team boss Laurent Mekies said he's going to stay at Red Bull for 2026 with a bit of stability. Max Verstappen and Red Bull have been a pairing that have been almost inseparable since 2016, since that win at the Spanish Grand Prix on his Red Bull debut. One that truly propelled him into becoming a star for the Red Bull outfit. And Verstappen, he's got DRS on Piastri, but he's just struggling to close up that gap even closer to even make a move. And I think this is the problems with e-cars these days. And hopefully we will see it more in 2026. And look further down the order, Weston, Hamilton still trying to back that out. Well, I think we will hopefully see some movement at the pit stops in a few laps' time. Look further down the order, Pierre Gasly, Hayes and Pierce, and the APX GP cars. This team led by Ruben Cervantes, and well, looking to move up through the field. And well, there was talked about having Monaco as maybe a night race for this year's series, and it didn't quite come to fruition. Here comes West looking towards maybe on Lewis Hamilton. Might it be a chance? Not quite enough. He didn't want to make the risk on his Ferrari teammate. Maybe another driver. It might have been. And well, West is coming at Hamilton here, looking to the inside, and well, Tabac is a tight corner. I wouldn't recommend it there. Through the swimming pool section we go, and well, that number 21 Ferrari is really trying to close up on the number 44, and that is Oscar Piastri into the pits. And hard tyres onto Piastri. Now, will this be a definite two-stop for McLaren today? Because there's no restrictions as rumoured on pit stops, so you can pit as many times as you like. And Oscar Piastri will come out into 6th place, just ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, who I believe is also pitting too. But Oscar Piastri, clean air, clean road, clean run to try and get that undercut on Max Verstappen and extend that gap. 2nd place in Miami, first place in Imola last time out. What a run Oscar Piastri is on in that McLaren. Championship contender maybe, we will see. And well, it's surely going to be coming soon to a time where we can consider some pit stops. Of course, West's on the hard tyre alongside Lewis Hamilton too. So Ferrari looking to go a bit longer in the race. I wouldn't expect them to do a one stop. They want to go foot flat to the floor. And well, Verstappen and Norris come in now for Red Bull and McLaren. And well, it's going to be a good stop for Verstappen. The two Ferraris take the lead spots. And well, Lando Norris exits the pits in his pit box. And well, Max Verstappen, will he come out ahead of Oscar Piastri? He doesn't this time around, and Oscar Piastri is out into the lead, and it's well, a very, very healthy gap now for Oscar Piastri to try and lay down a marker. Max Verstappen 2.8 seconds behind. There's about a 1.8 second undercut from Oscar Piastri. Norris also down a bit further the field. So now means Carlos Sainz on the hard tyres in third place and up in the podium positions. Also, it's his home race next time around. Same for Fernando Alonso at the Spanish Grand Prix. And well, Carlos Sainz, Hamilton and West up in the top three then, and Piastri is slowly catching Carlos Sainz. As you can tell, the gaps have been doing the best of the gaps. Tell you what, those pit boards are held by men with balls of steel. You can clearly see race engineers are very, very brave putting out those boards so close to the wall. Of course, at Monaco it's one of the closest you really get the height you normally get on a at a normal racetrack to put your pit board out. But the front two then still yet to box. Piastri's really closed up on Carlos Sainz now, and I'm sure there will be an overtake at some point soon. West is really right on the back, close to Lewis Hamilton now. Is it going to be the time to make the move? It's not quite enough. Hamilton still there, West still there too. I think this might be... Is it time for Ferrari team orders yet? Not quite yet. And well, we're going to have a look back and see Sainz and Oscar Piastri battling out through the swimming pool section we go. See a great shot behind. Is it going to be time as we come through Raskas and Anthony Nose for Piastri and Verstappen to start making a move up through the field to try and catch the two Ferraris? Here comes Oscar Piastri getting closer still. Not quite enough. Going towards Sandoval. And well, Piastri up through we go. We're going to see, take this battle all the way around, and you can see how close Piastri and Verstappen are getting. Alex Albon in the box, so Bortoletto too. Well, seeing it very, very brave if Piastri decides to make a move into the Nouvelle Chicane, which I think is his next best opportunity. Let's come out of the T-cam then and back to tunnel cam. Through we go to the left. And well, it's the net top two in the race, and Piastri almost very close to the back of Carlos Sainz, and this is doing, well, a massive favour to Hamilton and West. As that's an incredible shot again. It's also doing good favour for Norris too, and well, Piastri's undercut is now destroyed because Sainz is essentially holding up the pack here, and Sainz boxes, and so does West as well. Mediums for West. Sainz probably going for mediums too if he's coming off the hard. Well, we're not in a safety car yet this race, so anything can happen. Hamilton now 6 seconds ahead of Oscar Piastri. West comes out ahead of Esteban Ocon and 11 seconds behind Lando Norris, which is perfectly good enough time to try and catch the man in papaya. And well, this is... Well, that Sainz backup has really hurt Oscar Piastri's chances now, and Hamilton has been taking a chunk out of a second on those 2 sectors alone. Max Verstappen 5 tenths behind Oscar Piastri now, and maybe is it Verstappen's turn to win another Monaco Grand Prix? One that he won in 2021, of course. And Hamilton boxes now for the mediums. Good stop from the Ferrari pit crew. They've been having good stops so far over the past few races. Oh, well, West is coming out of Anthony Nose now and going down the main straight. Is it going to be an undercut for the Ferrari? It is, and well, West sends himself through and into Saint-Devot, but Hamilton will not be pleased with that. If West got the undercut, and it was just a bit of luck and a bit of early play, I think, from the Ferrari pit crew. But West can now go and attack and try and cut down this gap to Lando Norris. Oh well, Verstappen and Piastri. Well, we still haven't seen an on-track overtake yet between these cars. Surely it's got to happen soon. We need some on-track action here at Monaco. Well, Ocon and Sainz are behind, and Verstappen is really trying to close this gap up to Oscar Piastri. And is it so that Max Verstappen might get even closer here to Oscar Piastri than he even anticipated? Not quite enough. It's at the bottom. Well, Verstappen, that's the true speed as he comes towards Casino Square. And you can also see the car slightly sliding about as you throw the car into corners. Verstappen, though, 5 tenths behind. He's getting closer and closer to Oscar Piastri. If you're wondering what the championship's going to look like at the end of the day, it's... Well, West will currently lose his top spot in the championship. Verstappen will then be ahead by a point. Piastri will shoot up, right up into the top 3 a bit further and be right close up to Verstappen and West, who have shared some brilliant battles so far this year. Hamilton and will most likely drop to 5th in the championship with the results stay the exact same as it does now. The safety car now would really mix things up, wouldn't it, when you think about it? Well, West is catching Norris very, very quickly. And I think it's just the dirty air that these cars are getting into. They're just not really enjoying it. But West now 7 seconds behind Lando Norris. Well, here we go then. Bound for the tunnel again. Let's have a look maybe further down the field. Let's see what's going on behind Liam Lawson. And that is Joshua Pearce, Oliver Berman, Albon, Bortoletto and Alonso. It's a massive gaggle of cars going up through the field. Well, this is probably where you're most likely going to get a bit of action. Pearce and Lawson right on board with Joshua Pearce coming out of 48, and on down through the tunnel we go now again. Just not quite getting close enough, you can just see it. And Claridge is close racing, but it's not good overtaking, as some might say. Come on, Norris is now within a second of Verstappen, so Piastri not enjoying maybe this stint on this tyre. They're both onto the hard tyres. Westie's catching them on the medium, so it will be a. But that means we're halfway through the race. And for some fans who are rejoicing at the no on-track overtakes and nothing to really separate these two teams. You can just see how much they're struggling to try and get an overtake done on these cars. It's just so hard in such a train to try and get these overtakes done. Well, a safety car would throw in a bit of strategy, a bit of mix. Time will tell. Let's run back up to our battle then at the front, and Norris, Verstappen and Piastri all in the top three in a Red Bull sandwich. And Lando Norris, he's been having a mixed season so far. Retirements in Australia and China. And of course Max Verstappen, of course, lost the championship lead after a retirement in Imola, an engine failure. Put him at the right at the bay, and now with new parts, new components, Max Verstappen is his first retirement since Australia 2024. It's really unbelievable to say that Verstappen has had that retirement record. And then Oscar Piastri, on the other hand, fourth in Australia, his home Grand Prix, didn't finish in the points in China or the sprint. Japan finished fifth, felt he had a win robbed away from him. Bahrain third, Saudi Arabia fourth, third in the sprint in Miami, second in Miami, and then Imola, his first win of the season, and he's now on for a second win. If he can just hold on here today. And there we go, there's West. He's caught right up on those mediums to the back now. He was a 10-second gap back 7 laps ago when he boxed. And now it's going to be all to play for again. Will we finally see some on-track overtaking between this leading four? Hamilton behind 4 seconds. Well, Oscar Piastri. Now 9/10 ahead of Max Verstappen, and trying to increase the gap. If you can increase the gap, you can just get about a bit of cleaner air and a little bit less under pressure from Verstappen's DRS. But he's still staying in it. It's quite difficult to see. West now though on the back of Lando Norris, 4 tenths behind. DRS open, not quite close enough going to Sandevot this time. Well, you can see Scarlet Ferrari on the back. And West trying to find the grippier line. Into Mirabeau we go now, and will West try a move maybe a bit later? There's Hamilton now in the background. He's really being held up here, and I think right on the nose of that. The gearbox, sorry, of Lando Norris. Through the tunnel we go, and hold your eyes as you come straight out. Oh, and I think did he hit the back of him? I think Norris and West took a lot of curve and tried to get a bit ahead, but well, West, is he damaged? I can't see any damage on that front right. Oh, I don't think there's any damage either on that Ferrari, made of steel. Pure steel. But now Norris is in a lot of trouble. You can see West trying to make the moves, but no damage for either of them, fortunately. For either of them, no damage at all. And well, Hamilton 3 seconds behind us, Sainz at 17, Lawson 16 off Gasly. So you can see the gaps are starting to form where the cars are getting the performance and they're getting the gaps, but realistically Lawson's doing an excellent job of keeping the top 10 back on. Quite exciting. But now Norris under pressure again. Here's West looking maybe not quite close enough this time, and oh, he's at the back of Westie. Oh, Norris again, sorry. And now maybe into the back. This is going to be tight. West down the inside. Oh, not quite enough. Not quite enough. And the two Brits just about. Well, they say 2 and 1 doesn't go. And West is really trying. And now Verstappen and Norris, no, and West is past Norris. And he squeezes just about through. But Verstappen is in the pits. And well, is it a good stop for Verstappen? It looks like a good stop. But Norris will not be happy with that. West is argy-bargy around the way past, but well, will West let him by again? But now he sets his sights on Oscar Piastri. 3.9 ahead. Really got to try and make this worth it for make this gap as soon as he can get it down to 0, because Oscar Piastri will soon be pitting, and you can see in the background just how much pressure maybe Oscar Piastri could be under in a few laps time. If Norris is going to get the clean air too, Hamilton will get the clean air. Verstappen 14 seconds behind. It's surely the Oscar Piastri stop time now. These last 13, 14 laps. Will he box? Yes, he will. Will West? Will Norris? Will Hamilton? That's the question. No, none of them box. So Piastri in the pits then. Another set of hard tyres for the papaya. And where's Verstappen? Rascasse Anthony knows. This might be not a good undercut then for Oscar Piastri. There's Verstappen. He's passed Oscar Piastri with the undercut. And well, that could decide the race then. Oscar Piastri has been undercut by Max Verstappen. And that is absolutely perfect news to the Red Bull team. And now I've got blue flags waving in front. And I think this might be for the leaders. West takes the lead in the Monaco Grand Prix. As it stands, Hamilton, Norris and West. Oh, this is why blue flags are waving, and it's for Isaac Hadjar, the rookie on his debut. He retired, I believe, in Imola. Red Bull didn't have a very good time there at all. West right against the wall again. Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton. Is he going to be boxed for? Nope, none of them. Will Norris box now too? Yes, he will. Lando Norris then in. And well, will this play into the hands of Verstappen and Piastri? Hard tyres on again for the McLaren. Exact same strategy as Oscar Piastri. And well, Verstappen going through Anthony Noakes. So is Oscar Piastri. Will Lando Norris have a bit of luck? Is it going to be a bit of luck for them? And I think they're both through before we even got the chance, and they're up the hill. So Norris will be furious with that. And now Carlos Sainz going to look on the pressure tyres. Is it going to be a moment for Carlos maybe to jump the McLaren, his former McLaren teammate as well? Probably not enough for Carlos Sainz. And now, as Norris gets those tyres up to temperature, he will blitz away to get back on the tail of Piastri and Verstappen. The longer Ferrari leave it here, But I'm going to expect they've got to bring the Ferraris in this lap because, well, West is... Ooh, yeah, it might be time for West to bring himself in for some new tyres. Through Rasgas we go, and will West box? Yes, he will box. Now, here's the trick. Hamilton stays out, so no double stack for Ferrari. Another set of medium tyres, and Verstappen now coming through Anthony knows again, and he will probably have that lead of the Grand Prix here. West coming out. Will he come out ahead of Norris, though? This is the question. Piastri's ahead. West and Norris somewhere on the circuit, and he will come right out ahead. So West with a good chance here of a Monaco podium. As it stands, Norris will not be happy with that at all. He's lost losing against the Ferrari like this. But a bit of strategy is played right into the hands of Ferrari and Max Verstappen to jump the two McLarens. Now, pressure's on. Will Max Verstappen hold on to this? Will there be a late twist in the tail? Maybe a safety car? You never know around here. The M in Monaco does stand for magic. Well, Verstappen is really trying to try and get that gap up to Piastri. Well, Lewis Hamilton into the box, and it will be another set of mediums for Lewis Hamilton, who I'm sure has just been passed by Lando Norris, so he will come out in 5th. And Lewis Hamilton out of the box and back onto the racetrack. Now then, West will surely be starting to make a catch on Oscar Piastri. 1.6 seconds now the gap. Verstappen 2.5 ahead of, or 2.5 ahead of Piastri. So this could be a big battle. The last 10 laps to go, and there is going to be lap traffic coming up very, very shortly for our leaders. There's Hulkenberg. You can see Hulkenberg. Ocon's now as the Grand Prix, by the way. He pulled up on the pit straight. I believe he's pulled up on the pit straight, as far as I'm aware. You're going to start to see some lap traffic now coming out of the pits. And well, this is going to be big for our leaders. There's Hulkenberg going through. So well, we can see Max Verstappen. There we go. Big, interesting moment then as our leaders come out into lap traffic. And is this going to play a part? West's not going to be too happy with this. And neither is Oscar Piastri, held up right. And now the Ferrari is right on the back of the gearbox of the McLaren. Now, can they use this to their advantage? Of course, all the lap cars, they get shown a blue flag. You've got 3 stations to try and let that car behind pass. West look going to the hairpin. Former Lowe's hairpin. And Oscar Piastri is slowly, ever so slowly, falling back into the grasp of that Scarlet Ferrari. West to the inside, maybe looking into the back again. 2 into 1 doesn't go. Oh, he does make it to the tick this time. West up then into P2. And well, this Monaco Grand Prix might not be done yet. What a move that was. That was tight. Brave, brilliant from the Ferrari. And Lando Norris in behind. Might not be the only one hard done by West's back tactic. But now, use all the tyres you've got and try and catch Max Verstappen. That's the goal. And will the lap cars help him? This is the million-dollar question. Piastri and Norris now within 1.4 seconds off the back of West now. It's looking as if if it doesn't get a safety car, it will be our finishing positions here today. As Piastri and Norris right on the back. But West is really catching. He's throwing his car over the curb. Tsunoda up to 6, 22 seconds behind this leading 5. 27 behind the leading 4, if you want to be more specific. And Piastri, well, I don't think he's happy at all, Oscar Piastri, with this. He's fallen from the lead, and now he's down into 3rd place with the 2 championship leaders taking the top spots again. And well, being at the top, it doesn't last forever. It's a very common case in Formula 1 that you don't always remain on the top unless you're the greats. Schumacher, Hamilton, Verstappen maybe as well, you can probably say too. And well, West now is right on the back of Max Verstappen. 7.5. Oh, he's right on the back now. What's happened here? Is Verstappen slow? This is the question. And now the front 2 in the championship will be battling at Monaco. We're probably going to see... Oh, it's right on the back of the pack now, isn't it? So, we're probably going to see some lap traffic affecting this race in a couple of laps' time. West doesn't own the DRS there and throws the car into the corner. But is it time for Max Verstappen to try and use the hard tyres and break away? West on the mediums, of course, the faster tyre, the faster challenger at this stage of the race, but lap traffic is not going to help West or Verstappen, and maybe he might try and have a sneaky look. Well, through the tunnel we go. Right on the back of this train of cars. He might have a look down in towards the chicane. West goes deep, and well, that's going to be let straight back through. And well, Verstappen, he was optimistic to say the least, but let straight back through by the Brits, and now George Russell is also in between them. Lap 33 here at the Monaco Grand Prix, and 6 to go here on the streets of the Principality. But Max Verstappen leads the way, West in 2nd, Piastri in 3rd, Norris 4th. Well, this surely has to be one of the closest finish. Look at the cars, and no one's really getting out of the way. Even Russell's trying to have a sniff at the gearbox of West in the Mercedes-Benz, but it's not quite how I think Verstappen wants the next few laps to pay out. Look at the line from West. He's really got the grip to try and tackle Max Verstappen. Through the swimming pool section we go, and up towards Raskas. Oh, well, these cars are so slow, these lap ones. And this is surely might play into the hands of Piastri and Norris as well, if they can get past George Russell. And now, well, Antonelli gets out of the way of Max Verstappen. Does he get out of the way of West? I don't think he does. Just about. Oh, Behrman's. Something's gone on here. Behrman's blocking the track, and I think Is Piastri snuck through? And I think this might be... Oh, Piastri has stuck through. Verstappen's stuck. West is stuck too. And a safety car's been deployed. So Piastri... Verstappen got stuck. Piastri's gone through. Norris has gone through too. West is snuck through as well. And Verstappen is down to 5th. All in an instant. No one really saw that coming. But there is a safety car, a late race safety car, that has thrown everything into the mix. Piastri, well, we were complaining earlier about on-track overtakes, but Piastri and Norris have re-jumped the field. Now what do? You might as well stay on these tyres. I don't think anyone's going to box. Not this late in the race. And well, what drama at Monaco for the last 5 laps of the race. Norris and Piastri, I don't think, can believe their luck. Verstappen is absolutely furious on the radio. There's the safety car, and he's letting Alonso through. I can't quite tell. He is. I think the lap cars are going through. They're all ghosting for some reason. But, well, they'll work themselves out eventually. And Piastri has, well, 3 cars then between Piastri and Norris. They've got to sort this out quickly. I mean, Monaco's not a quick lap to even, not a fast lap at all, but under the safety car, but it's still, well, it's our first of the season of the safety cars as well. We haven't yet seen a safety car or at least a full safety car, to say the least. Well, it does get cold, it does get cold, and it does get cold. The lap cars and overtakers is the question, because we can see in the background there you've got 3 cars between the top 2, another 2 cars between Norris and Norris, West and Hamilton, or 1 car, sorry, and then there's another 3 between Hamilton and Verstappen. And will the safety car procedure be completed, or will they just get it straight on and back racing again? It'd be a real shame if they did keep the cars in between, because it's going to throw so many drivers into disarray, and they're going to have to sort the order out anyway, so we might as well just do it now and get all the cars to pass. They need to be, so you can keep the order. The 2 Mercedes, the Williams of Albon, I think it's Hulkenberg's in there as well. Stroll, Doohan and Bortoletto in there too. Behrman's potentially in this gap too. But it's an absolute nightmare situation for Lando Norris, West and Hamilton and Verstappen, who were basically caught unawares, and Casino Square was turned into a traffic jam. Well, who do you call if you I mean, this is unexpected to say the least, but well, the safety car will be hopefully coming in at the end of this lap, and we'll see if the lights go off in a moment. Are the lights going off on the safety car? I'm going to run on board of Piastri just to see if the lights on the safety car do go out. Yes, okay. We're going to get a restart here at Monaco. 2 laps of racing to decide the championship. And well, Piastri guns it and does get ahead, and it's a very, very good lap, good start. Norris gets away well. West is in there too. I think he's jumped the stray Hulkenberg in the middle. So now it's up to probably Norris and West to try and battle out for second place. Hamilton in behind, and Will Hulkenberg let him through? Is it going to be... No, he's not going to let him through. Well, he's not got long. There's going to be a lot of penalties handed out at the end of the race by the stewards. Albon lets Norris through, but he doesn't let West through either, so he's going to really annoy West. He dives down the inside into Lowe's hairpin and pushes his way through. Hamilton does eventually get past. The kick Sauber. Apologies, I think I've said decide the championship. It was like 2021 all over again. Decide the race, but Piastri up ahead, 4 seconds, and Norris is really trying. Oh! West almost into the back of Norris. And well, is this going to be the finishing positions today of Piastri, Norris and West and Hamilton? Piastri will surely jump up in the championship now. There's a good 15 points that he's going to gain on Max Verstappen. And he'll be right up close as we go into the Spanish Grand Prix next time out. But on to the last lap we come. Well, Piastri, it was almost handed to him towards that spin from Behrman in the Casino Square car park. But it's been a perfect race for Oscar. Norris and West in behind. Profited, maybe got a bit of fortune. Lando Norris as well. West, oh, the background, I think he almost hit the wall. Might have done actually. Really trying to push the win, but Oscar Piastri then, the first Australian to win at Monaco since Mark Webber in 2012. And McLaren will be celebrating this one all night. The first McLaren driver to win at Monaco is Lewis Hamilton. And well, Piastri will come through onto the final corner, onto Anthony Nose, and Oscar Piastri wins the Monaco Grand Prix. Lando Norris then in second, West and Hamilton following behind. Verstappen hard done at the end. Very, very hard done by Max Verstappen. And well, it will not be his day. The championship leader loses more ground, extends his advantage. And Sainz comes in home in 6th. And I think it's been a post-race penalty. Norris is down to 4th. So West and Hamilton will round out the podium in the Ferraris. What a result that is for Oscar Piastri here in Monaco. It's back-to-back wins then for Oscar Piastri. McLaren once again win at Monaco for the first time since 2008. Ferrari round out the podium, a post-race penalty for Norris after that safety car brings West and Hamilton up into 2nd and 3rd, but a big win for Piastri and one that brings him right into the championship challenge. Of course, Norris in 4th after the post-race penalty, Verstappen down in 5th, lost points on his championship challenge, Albon a brilliant 6th, and then Hayes, Gasly, Tsunoda and Lawson 7th to 10th. Well then, let's look at the championship then. Well, West extends his championship lead now to 13 points over Verstappen. Piastri up into the top 3, jumping ahead of Lewis Hamilton with 123 points. Lando Norris in 5th, Tsunoda in 6th. But it's all going to maybe change when we next go to Spain.